Hey, so I kind of want to do something different with the content I usually do. Usually, what I do is I post content on I post educational content on the side projects I do. So I'll build some type of side project, and I'll just do a breakdown on how I built it, or a technical breakdown of how it kind of works, or just like a maybe architectural breakdown. But I usually do kind of find myself. I kind of find myself. I would say that either I get busy with client work or I get busy with a pretty big side project. It takes me a bit to build out. And I don't post as much as I want to, or I don't post as consistently as I want to because I have to take like big breaks 'cause I'm busy. So what I kind of want to do instead of like kind of just doing posts on completed side projects, I kind of want to do posts on like daily updates on what I'm building right now, or what issues I'm facing of what I'm building, or what I'm trying to learn right now, or what am I doing right now in general. So kind of like a diary in a sense, pretty much. So today, what I kind of want to break down is I want to kind of break down this project I'm building out for a client, pretty much. And how it works is that so usually when you're doing you're building a voice AI project, so you want to build out something that can interact with your clients or customers on your phone through a phone, pretty much. What you usually do is that you have like maybe you buy a virtual a number from like Twilio or Telex or something, or Vonage or whatever. You take that virtual phone number, you integrate it with the whatever voice provider you're using, like Vappy or Retail or Brand or whatever. And then once you have that set up, they'll pretty much that AI phone agent can either when somebody calls it, the AI phone agent can interact through some type of gateway, but it can somehow it'll be able to interact with that caller through the phone, or maybe you can get the AI to actually call the people through that number, so it can interact. And then again, it's interacting through people with that through that number or phone, pretty much. Then you also have the basic component where you kind of have, I guess, push to talk. So you have like your website, and then you have like usually some type of microphone or some type of button that people will push, and then it'll just interact with the voice through the website, pretty much. So you have something like Vappy has, where you click talk, and it'll
Welcome to
load.
Abby.
Yeah, and
I'm an assistant that you can
it'll
talk
talk
to
pretty much.
like a person.
But what I'm kind of building out instead, it's actually a little kind of different than the usual voice architecture or people usually use or built out, is that what I'm trying to build out is I want to build something, or the client wants something that can kind of interact with in a sense, can interact with another software. So he has a software that's pretty much a dialing software. So what it kind of does is that it can spin up a dial in the browser and call people, and it can talk through people through the browser. So like Google Voice, you can pretty much you can attach a number to Google Voice, and you can pretty much make calls, interact with people through the phone, through the browser, pretty much. So if you use something like Google Voice, there you go here, actually. Cool Voice. So pretty much, I can click on it. I can go make an actual call through this actual browser. So I can pretty much make phone calls from the browser, pretty much. So that's what I kind of mean. And it's calling me. I'm not gonna actually interact with it because like you see, I can make calls through the browser. So in a sense, what I'm trying to accomplish here is that I want to have an AI that can log into actual software. So it can log into it'll spin up a browser first of all, and then it can log into that software, It can and then it can start up a dialer and pretty much make calls, um, through that browser. It can pretty much interact with talk, make calls to that browser, which is kinda different than the usual components. So either you're usually attaching this to a virtual number, and then you're probably you're probably transmitting the audio or interacting with the caller through some type of gateway that is transmitting the, audio, or you have to set up in your own website or software where somebody pushes the talk, and then they can talk to that, I guess, AI through that website pretty much. So they kind of break down more in a sense of what it's doing. So it'll spin up a browser, it'll spin up a Chrome browser or something. It will kind of log into that software. So if the software is like Google Voice, it will log into that. It will log into Google Voice, and then it'll connect to a connect to a WebRTC. So I'm using OpenAI for this. OpenAI has a good framework for WebRTC, so I'm using OpenAI for this. So it'll connect to the WebRTC, and then it'll use that where it can transfer the audio input. So it can transfer the audio from the caller, and then it can also transfer the audio response from the AI itself. And then, what I have to do is I have to actually write the component. I have to write the code or write the components or use a framework that can actually capture the audio from the tab, and can also play back the response from OpenAI. So what's going to happen is that usually, how these, I guess, tooling works, like how Google Voice or something like Google Voice works, is that it's gonna when I say something, like when it calls me and I say something, the browser is gonna play that audio. So what I would need in my sense is I would need to write code that will capture that audio and stream it to OpenAI. And then what OpenAI also needs to do is that kind of like how if I was talking to somebody through Google Voice, when I say something, the browser or the tab will play that audio. I need to play that audio back in the browser. So it's kind of simulate how a human will use it's pretty much simulating how a human will use something like Google Voice. Pretty much, it will log into Google Voice, it'll type in the phone number, it'll make a call. So it's pretty much I'm trying to kind of replace pretty much I'm trying to replace the human aspect of that kind of interaction pretty much. So they kind of show you a little demo to see more what I kind of mean real quick. It'll be a little awkward because I'm gonna be talking to it while I'm actually like right next to it. But let me show a little demo. So you actually see it spin up a browser. It's logging in. It's typing in a number, and now it's calling me, calling me. So I'll pick up. Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You're welcome. How can I assist you today?
What can you help with?
I'm glad to hear that.
Sorry, what can you?
I'm reaching out because I work with VA Mortgage Services, a wholesale VA lender that also works directly with the credit bureaus. Based on our records, it looks like you may qualify. Based on our records, it looks like you may qualify for a VA cash out refinance. This
So that's demo.
qualify for a VA cash out refinance, which could allow you to access cash.
So that's kind of that was kind of the demo. It's it's still kind of a work in progress. I need to kind of the biggest thing the biggest issue I was working at trying to fix at first was making sure that I can hear the audio from my phone. So if I talk through the phone, it can hear that audio, and that it can actually send audio back from the phone. So I can hear the audio. If I was like 50 feet away, if I was in some other place, I would be able to actually hear the audio that the OpenAI is sending back pretty much. Now, the main issue I'm kind of dealing with this right here is that right now, what I'm doing is that when OpenAI actually generates a response, I'm just taking the text description and then using a TS using some type of using like a standard browser TS tool to actually play the audio back. Because one of the issues I'm actually facing is that usually what happens is that the streaming between the audio input and OpenAI happens through in a Node.js environment. So I'm taking the audio that I so the caller's audio, so my audio when I'm talking to the AI, I'm taking that audio and then I'm streaming that to OpenAI's WebRTC, and that's all happening in Node.js. Now the issue is that the OpenAI is also generating the response in the Node.js environment. So when I tried to actually play that response from OpenAI, is I'm having issues with actually playing in directly. I'm having issues of directly streaming that OpenAI response to the actual browser, since the browser, everything that happens, the browser is a completely different environment. So I can't just take it's hard to explain because I don't understand it completely myself, but pretty much I can't take something that was generated in the Node.js environment and play it in the browser environment. I'll have to take it and somehow be able to stream that inside the browser environment so it can actually play the audio. So since I can't do that, what I'm doing is I'm just sending the text transcription to the browser environment, and then running a TTS in that environment pretty much. But again, I think as I mentioned kind of in my post, that causes a lot of latency issues and isn't very production based. So no, so that's one of the main things I'm kind of working on with that, and then I need to kind of optimize the voice itself pretty much. So because the pretty much the voice interacting itself, so it needs to be able to handle interruptions. It needs to be able to wait until I'm done talking. So I have to, which those are the easier components. Once I actually kind of those are the easier components. The main component is being able to stream that audio from that browser to the I guess, well, stream the audio from Node.js to the browser. And I mean, that's pretty much it. There's plenty of other stuff I have to kind of build out. As I mentioned, you saw that you kind of saw how it kind of logged in and stuff. So one of the other components I'm gonna have it do is that it's gonna be able to completely interact with the software also. So it's gonna be able to not just log in and call. It's gonna be able to write down notes, or it's gonna be able to click a button and transfer calls. So it's gonna be able to completely interact with the software, the website, just like a normal human can do, pretty much. So yeah, that's kind of it for what I'm working on today. I'll probably make more of these. Probably make more of these, more updates. Just to have more consistent posting, pretty much, and just post about stuff I'm building out.